So this is a book called Leading on Empty by Wayne Cordeiro. It's Cordeiro. And so he talks about a few symptoms of what it means when like your well is running dry. Okay. So what he says is just a few things of what he says is ministry becomes arduous, which means that means hard. Okay. Daily tasks seem unending. Okay. You just be like, oh my God, if I don't get this done, right? Okay. Decisions, even small ones, they sometimes seem to paralyze you. Okay. Creativity begins to flag, and find it easier to imitate rather than innovate. That's good, right, y'all? Do you think a dry well can cause burnout? Of course it can cause burnout. Because let me tell you this about a well. If you're steady pumping a well, knowing that the well has run dry, but you're trying to get something out of it, all of those pumping mechanisms are going to start to burn out. And then the pump is no longer going to be effective. And it's going to have to be replaced. And you're going to have to end up spending however much more money to replace the pump itself. Okay. And then you've got to spend anywhere from $1,000 to $12,000 and up to have the well re-drilled deeper. Right? Because there's a thing that they say when you dig a well and you drill it, sometimes the well runs dry because it's dug or drilled to a level what they call table level, right? And so like here's the table. And so you dug the well right to the table. And so once the well, the water level, the end of the well reaches the table, there's nothing left. But if you go below the table to where the deeper rock is, that's where the replenishment comes. It's when you go deeper into that hole that's been dug, right? That's where the replenishment is. It's down below. So most definitely a dry well can cause burnout. Okay? And then this was something else he said. He said people he deeply cared about became problems to be avoided. Ooh, child. Okay? Casting vision no longer stirred his soul. And what started as a joy had become a drain. Y'all. I don't know about y'all, but I know I done experienced all of this at one point or another in my life. Because you let the well run dry. We gotta remember that there's a deeper source. It just, even now, it's just blowing my mind when I'm thinking about the analogy, because it's when you dig the well, you're drilling to go deeper. You have to drill into a rock, right? You got to go deep into this rock to get the water. Okay. And so when I'm thinking about the rock, y'all know what I'm thinking about. It's Christ Jesus. He's the rock. He's the chief cornerstone. So baby, you got to go deeper. You got to go deeper into Christ, to where the water is, so that you can be replenished at all times. Okay. Whether you are working in ministry, whether you are an entrepreneur, it doesn't matter what it is that you're doing. You have to have some time for replenishment. You have to have time for replenishment, because if you don't, you're going to pass out. You're going to fall out. I promise you, you will. You're not going to make it. And there's only so much that you can do. Okay? It's only so much that you can do. You have got to allow yourself some time to replenish. Okay? If you know it ain't been no rain, okay, and you go outside and your lawn is starting to turn colors, usually you get the hose and you start spraying your lawn so that your grass doesn't die. But if there's a drought, honey, stuff gonna start dying. We ain't had no rain. We ain't had no rain. That well gonna run dry. Okay, because that water, that rainwater, where does it go? It goes down into the ground. It goes down into the ground. And it goes down into the ground, and that's part of the source, where that water, when the well is being replenished, it's got more water. But you got to dig it. You got to dig it deep enough. Because you're not going to get enough water if you dig to the table level. You're not going to get